Good evening. This is Mario with MarioThinkBanner.com. Triple W. MarioThinkBanner.com. So let me put this in and paste it. It's the 7 benefits of a perfect small business. Now, I'll put that in there because it doesn't seem to be going. And while we're generating that, benefits of a perfect small business. Let's go over this a little bit. A lot of people, they join an opportunity, they say they're excited. Now, I want to give you a couple ideas. Now, there's plenty of them. They're not both in the sense of, some people say, oh, well, one's more important than the other. You can debate about that. But what I would recommend is the starting point. And here are the 7 that I came up with. And Crazy Duke, sit down. He's trying to get into the fire. I lit up the fireplace, so I'm excited. Not excited about the cold, but I'm excited about that. So, work from home. One of the biggest things about the benefits of having your own small business is the flexibility. You want to be able to work from home, and you have the flexibility. Now, I don't know about the rest of you. I had an hour and a half commute. When I was working in the corporate world, it was an hour and a half commute just one way, there and back. So I had to get up between 5 and 5:30. I had to leave no later than 5:46, something like that, or a little earlier, to avoid all the traffic, because as I was going south into New York City, I had to avoid every time, because if not, I'd hit traffic, and it was annoying. So the flexibility is so important to me. You get to work at home. You get to have no more of that nightmare commute. To me, that was just the worst. It was the only thing, a benefit about it was I was able to, if I took the train, I was able to read. But the bad thing about it, I'll give you an example, is when I took the train, the rare cases I took the train and I left work and went home, I'd fall asleep, and sometimes I'd miss my ride, and the next commute, it would go all the way up the line, so I'd be an hour away, and so I'd have to wait again and come down. So what could have taken an hour and a half trip now took about 3.5 hours just to get home. So that's the first benefit. I think that one's the big time. Big time to me was work from home. The other thing you get to have about working from home is you get to be able to work with, spend time with your children, spend time with your loved ones. I get my Crazy Duke. It's the benefit of it. He's driving me nuts tonight. You can hear him. He's ripping up stuff. I don't know. He's anxious. Next, number 2, part-time. Now, a lot of people say to me, hey, Mario, should I quit my job? That's a personal decision that you can only make the decision. Personally, I would stick to your your job. Do this part-time, build it up, see if you like it, test it out. Don't be like a dentist or a doctor, especially a doctor friends of mine or attorney friends of mine who went in, spent years and years and years, and then they find out they don't like it. So, the thing about it is, I'm not sure exactly what niche you are. From what I do is I'm a co-host of Toxic Talk, and we got involved in, and my passion is to create a healthy and wealthy lifestyle for myself, my family, and for you. I want to make it so that we, my partners and I, we want to make sure that build awareness. So to me, that can be something you can do part-time. You first consume the products, make sure you enjoy them, get the reactions, have the credibility, be able to have stories that you can talk about. After you're able to communicate that on it. And if you listen to my video and even the last couple, stop worrying about perfection. It's not, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be able to do it. So what I would recommend, very simple, consume the product, and then give a testimonial and give a story, have your story about the product. So that's number 2. So number 1, work from home. Number 2 is part-time. Number 3, no expensive equipment. Now, I don't know about you. When I was a former mortgage banker. So when I got in there, that was a lot of expense. A laptop, the cell phone, the big cumbersome one, the pager, the thing that paged. Hey, Suzanne, the thing that paged, that we go beep, 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 beep. The, what else was it? God, the tablet. No, the tablet wasn't in at that time. I'm talking about my era, What else? There was notepads and all that. So what I want you to realize now is it's really not really expensive. Now, you can go and buy a job, a business. Remember we talked about this a couple of videos ago. I talked about, working for somebody else and growing their dreams, which is a job. Nothing wrong with it, but that's 90+% of us do. Then go to the next, which is self-employed. The problem with self-employed, I disagree with most people, is you're just you're trading time for money. Yes, you own your own pizzeria. Yes, you own this, but you know what? You're only as good as your next deal. You're only as good as the next thing, and you spend hours and hours. If you buy a franchise, it can be $250,000 to buy a McDonald's franchise. The chicken one. What's that basket? Kentucky Fried Basket, something like that. I forget. And even the Starbucks or whatever. So, this can be, and I talk to people, this can be easily done just with a cell phone. You have a cell phone. Now, think about a cell phone these days. This cell phone, you don't need a digital camera like I used to have to do to take pictures in my real estate investing. You don't have to have a laptop. You can do everything pretty much on your cell phone. That's pretty straightforward. You're already paying for the cell phone. You're already paying for the internet connection. So it's fantastic. So again, no expense of that. And the one thing you need is determination. You can't be discouraged on it. And don't be procrastinating. Focus, get your objective, and move forward. Next one, number 4, which I like, no employees. Well, unless you want to hire your family members, and that's the last people I want working for me. Think about it this way, with no employees. You have a brick and mortar business, you have to pay for the expense of having the rent. You have to pay the expense of having employees. On a business that you're going yourself, guess what? You're in business with people who have the same mindset, who have the same burning desire to help people. Like, for example, I'm in the health and wellness, so we have that desire for it. We want everybody I'm associated with, I can talk to, and they can give me ideas. Hey, Mary, I did this. This worked out for me. Hey, Mary, you try this. In the corporate world, like I talked on a prior video, they tell you, I can't really help you because if I help you, then you're going to go past me and you're going to get the raise and I'm not. So, that mentality. Here, in most niches that you have in internet marketing, what a fantastic thing, like Eric Worre says. It may not be perfect, but hell, it's the best I think it is. Because again, what happens is you have camaraderie. It's like when I played baseball and soccer. I'm not saying all my teammates I loved. Hell no. But again, when we got on the pitch or when we got on that diamond, one goal, to win and to crush them. Or at least my goal was to crush them. Make them so that they hate to meet us again the next time. Next thing let's look at is low upfront investment. Now, some investments are anywhere from $25 to several $1,000s. Still, if you think about it over a span, that's a pretty cheap investment to be able to have an opportunity where it's residual income. And we'll talk about that in the next one. But think about it. When you invest in it, now, people forget sometimes when they invest very little money and no skin in the game, then they're not really that take it seriously. Well, you know what? Like I said before, if you do the same thing over and over again and then expect a different result, then you're insane. And I paraphrase the quote. So again, you put an investment in, and I teach people the following. I teach you how to pay when you get the investment, how to pay for your investment back, pay yourself back on it. Then the next step I like to help people is, then let's pay for your grocery bill. Then the next step is to pay for your car loan. Then the next step is to pay and break down to pay for your mortgage, if you have one, any of those. And then the next is to bring your spouse or significant other back home so they don't have to work. And lastly, then you go and go crazy and enjoy. You have money and money's not an issue then. And that's important. So the next one, number 6, make a lot of money. You have the potential to make a lot of money. Now, I want to tell you something. I'm tired of seeing on this crap on the internet where you hit a button here, you hit a button here, and you don't have to talk to anybody. All you have to do is fog up a little mirror, press this button, pay me this amount of money, and you'll be a millionaire next week. Please. I also have the Brooklyn Bridge available, and I also believe the Jets are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Yes. Right? All right, so let's be serious here. If, again, you only make and you're only going to grow it if you actually work it. But I don't know of any other profession where you can actually work hard and residual. For example, as a real estate investor, I work hard to get deals. But if I don't replace it and continually fill my funnel, get another deal, yes, can make some sizable income, but guess what? I'm only as good as the next deal. And one thing I disliked when I was a mortgage banker, I worked 90 hours a week. I was not there for my family. I missed my son's games and, plays and all that kind of stuff because I'm so focused. Same thing with my daughter. You don't want to miss that. So you want to build this business. And I believe, if you have a mindset between 2 and 5 years, you're going to be rock and rolling versus a lot of other people. You're going to have a lifestyle that most people dream about. But you have to invest in it. Last one, no inventory. I don't know, again, I'm not going to name the name, but you remember that company where you had to get all the inventory and you had boxes, and before you knew it, your spouse would scream at you because your whole garage is full of all the boxes and you haven't even used it up? What you want to do is take an opportunity that you consume it on a daily basis. And that's one of the keys that I associated. I consume the product. I use it. So if I'm using it on a daily basis, I just replace the toxin products with the non-toxic products. Again, you're not spending more money. You're not allocating brand new money. You're just saying, okay, I spent $400 on these products that are at a store, supermarket, and they're all toxic. They're harmful for me. They're harmful for my children. They're harmful for Crazy Duke. They're harmful for my loved ones and anybody else. So now I'm going to slowly replace it with the good products, the healthy products that make me healthier. And with that, if I'm going to be healthy, guess what happens? Then I'm going to be able to be wealthy. Because why is it that people spend 40 years working like a dog, getting sick as a dog at the end of 40 years, not having a good marriage, ruining probably the marriage because they're not there like I was, and then turn around, and then after they make a whole shitload of money, if they do, then they have to spend all that money to fix up what? How they got ill. And then they're trying to do that before they die so they can die at least gracefully. That's not a life you have. Remember, life is one rehearsal and only one rehearsal. It's not like, you can say, hey, let's rewind it. Let's go back, maybe another, like in the baseball, when I played baseball pro, you had X amount of games. So if you lost one game, brush it off, move on. We have another next game, but not the same here. So with that, I want, again, let's recap it. 7 benefits of a perfect small business is work from home, part-time, no expensive equipment, no employees, yay, low upfront cost, initial cost, make a lot of money potential, there you go, and no inventory. And with that, I'm going to invite you tonight to a webinar I'm going to hop on. You'll see the link, or you can just shoot me a PM. And it's going to be, again, one of the biggest things. If you want to be a business owner and you want to get in this profession, which is a beautiful profession, you want to get the skill sets. Now, I saw a buddy of mine I've seen, and he has one. If I don't see his name, I saw it come across his face. But what I would recommend is there's a university, and I tell people you go to a university. As a former mathematics high school and college professor, you know what? You pay buku money to educate yourself. It's the same thing here. And unlike a athlete, where you may not have the talent, you may have the mindset for it, but not the talent. We're all on the same level playing field here. Get your mind set, learn the skill sets, and then, most importantly, apply the skill sets and rock and roll. To a beautiful evening. Talk to you later.